here not too long ago, and some of you were here, when I wanted to share with you the fact that my health is better. Joe is here tonight. He can attest, as can my staff and all of my friends, that over the past number of months, particularly the past year, yesterday was actually the day I was in the hospital a year ago yesterday. And imagine being in the middle of an election when that happened. But I was very fortunate because I was able to see and receive great care from our local hospital, the Queensway Carleton Hospital. And so I am firsthand able to tell you that the care that we receive there is second to none in the world, and I'm very grateful for that. And throughout the past year, obviously, I have taken it slow, got back obviously closer to the grassroots of politics and mostly to the stuff at Queen's Park. But I wanted to share one message with you today. Lisa MacLeod is back. Lisa MacLeod is still a fighter. Lisa MacLeod is still going to make sure that Nepean and the City of Ottawa gets its fair share when it comes to Queen's Park.
Hear, hear.
There's many important people here today, but two people I wanted to say aloud who might find themselves in normal cases maybe a bit more comfortable in liberal events like this because of the people that they've worked for in the past, but they're two very close friends of mine, and they are champions in the affordable housing and a homelessness issue here in the City of Ottawa. And I want to introduce David Gorley, who's the new CEO and President of Shepherds of Good Hope. Hello, David. And his wife, Danielle McGee, who I first met when she was working as a campaign manager and director of everything for Jim Watson, our former mayor. She's now taking on incredibly important roles with Ottawa Community Housing. And I want you to just put your hand up, because they've got two young children, and I think it's important that children see how important their parents are and the work that they do. Now, why am I introducing David? Yeah, you guys are wonderful people, Danielle. But David and Danielle have been fighting for affordable housing and assisted social housing and making sure we clear up the homelessness problem. And I know what you all heard in the news not too recently, and again, as recently as yesterday and today, that Ottawa got a very minimal amount of money for homelessness. And I told them both, as I told Mayor Sutcliffe, I'm going to have that changed. And I sent a note to our Premier, Doug Ford. And I talked to the Premier, we had a heart-to-heart. I said, there's more homelessness in Vanier, in the City of Ottawa, than there is in the rest of Eastern Ontario. My city needs help. And Doug Ford called me after he received that note. And he said to me, Lisa, I promise you we will fix this issue. And yesterday, thanks to the leadership of my two friends and to the leadership of Premier Ford, we were able to get our fair share in the City of Ottawa. And that's what matters to me. What matters to me is less about rigid ideology and fights that have happened over past 20, 40, 60 years. What matters to me is something that my father, Danny MacLeod, rest his soul, and Bill Tupper, our former MP, also originally from Nova Scotia, told me. You must leave a community better off than you found it in public service. And that is what has driven me for the past 18 years. And in doing so, I did it while being bipolar. My commitment to you has never wavered. My health sometimes was in decline, but my commitment to you, every one of you, whether you've come here from Nova Scotia, from China, from India, from any other province, even from different parts of the city here tonight, I'm always going to fight for you. It's what keeps me up at night. It's what wakes me up in the morning. It's what drives every speech I give and every event that we hold. You matter to me more than you know. And I want to thank you for being here tonight. Because as a person with Celtic roots, I grew up in a very small community. My family struggled to make sure that they had ends meet, they could make ends meet. And I learned a long time ago that it is partnerships It is working together. It is a common cause that fixes problems. It's not fighting. Sometimes you have to raise your voice. Sometimes you have to take the fight to Queen's Park or the City Hall or to Parliament Hill. But it's the collaborations and it's the partnerships. It also means that government can't and shouldn't do it alone. And that's why we have incredible partners like Ottawa Community Housing and Shepherds of Good Hope in this city. And I'm going to close on this. As a former tourism minister, heritage minister, one of the best job I ever had in my life. I loved every moment of it because I got to share and showcase what makes this province incredible. I would call it the world in one city, or the world in one province. And you look around, we truly are that. But what I love most about the fact that I could go and showcase this great province is that we had incredible people on the ground making sure that we had communities that were worth visiting, living in, and promoting. And I don't have to tell any of you that our biggest assets in tourism, which is the third largest sector in this city, is Parliament Hill and the Byward Market. And the work that you're doing, David and Danielle, in order to promote and support safety in that community is not only good for the people that you're helping, it is good for the economic viability of our nation's capital. Let's never forget that. As conservatives, we often talk about the economy, but let's also talk about what makes a strong economy, and that is good social supports. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of you that are here. I want to just take another second to acknowledge that important announcement yesterday that was not only incredibly important for our city, but also showed that at the second largest city in this province, that we deserve to be treated as such.